Good morning, people. What's happening? Good morning, Europe, and welcome everyone to our live stream. We are proud to announce our new daily broadcast streamed live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch TV, proudly sponsored by our partners at forexcandmarkets.com. Join us every day on your favorite media channel, learn how investments work, win a prize every day, and find out what most Forex brokers don't want you to know. Starting next week, guys, we are launching a new talk show called Show Me the Money, where each and every one of you could win great prizes just by attending our live streams and answering a few simple questions about online trading and investments. Have you ever wondered what would you do if you have the opportunity to have a one-on-one meeting with the CEO of a famous Forex brokerage or a famous market analyst from London? What would you ask them? Well, wonder no more. Join our daily streams and you could win fantastic prizes, iPads, one-on-one mentoring from industry specialists, cash prizes, and much more. You can find all the links in the description down below. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, follow us on your favorite media channel, and support us in delivering more great content. Once again, good morning, Europe, and welcome everyone to the European markets opening. America is voting today. It's finally happening. America is choosing a new president. Lots of things happening in the markets today, but by far the most important event that will remain in the history books is US elections 2020. We will get more insights in the afternoon from Neil Wilson, guys, chief market analyst at markets.com via Skype, straight from the heart of London. Stay tuned and don't miss out. Now, let's see how the markets are doing this morning, a few hours ahead of US elections, and then we will share the signals of the day created specially for you by our investment specialist. Once again, guys, welcome to the US market opening. Let's have a quick look and see what is happening on the markets today. Quick look at the charts. We see oil trading at 36.98, guys, pushing towards the 200 moving average, towards the upside as things stand right now. Probably we're going to see crude oil testing the 200 moving average, around the 37.59 mark at some point today. Even though we see a bit of divergence between indicators at the bottom of the chart, we see the RSI pointing upwards and the stochastic pointing downwards. Okay, we will see what the markets will do later on today. Euro USD currently trading at 116.70. Again, pushing higher by the looks of it. Maybe we're going to see testing the 200 moving average later on today at around 117.18, 117.20. RSI stochastic turning around, pointing downwards. Let's see what's going to happen after the European opening. The pound, guys, the cable is currently trading at 129.40, a few hours ahead of the US elections. We see a red candlestick at the opening, a bit of selling power on the pound. RSI stochastic turning around and pointing downwards. Will the pound go up and test the 200 MA at 129.70, or will it turn around testing the lows at 128.59. We're going to see some trading signals, guys, as I promised, in a few minutes. Until then, we're moving at USD JPY, which is currently trading at 104.61. Lower than last night. It moved below the 200 moving average on a 1-hour chart. RSI stochastic pointing upwards. What's going to happen? Is the dollar strengthening today before US elections? The Aussie dollar, guys, is currently testing the 200 moving average, trading at 0.7068. Will it break through? Only time will show. USD Canadian, we see a death cross, guys, to be formed on the USD Canadian, which usually indicates a bit of selling power on the US dollar. USD Canadian, if it's going to head lower today, probably we're going to see trading around the 131.48, as that's the previous low. Otherwise, it might turn around from where it is now without breaking the support level and retesting either the 200 or the 50 moving average. Very difficult to say what's going to happen in a day like this. The S&P 500 and the Dow Jones, guys, closed yesterday positive, on a positive note. A lot of excitement on U.S. stocks, with big companies still announcing their quarterly numbers. Will the S&P 500 move higher today? Will the American stock markets finally recover after the meltdown they suffered in the last month or so? We're going to see today after 3:30. The US dollar index, the US dollar gave back some gains on the Asian session. The US dollar gave back some gains on the US trading session as well. It's currently heading downwards. Probably will go and test the 200 moving average at 93.58. It's currently trading at 93.86. So you could get about 30 pips out of it if you get it right. Gold futures, guys, are finally trading a bit higher. Gold reached last night the psychological level, the 1900 level, and melted a bit, but is currently testing the 50 moving average on a 1 hour chart. If the dollar decides to go down today, then we might very likely see gold retesting the 1900 level. Brent oil futures on a 60-minute chart, guys, or UK oil futures, again, are settling a bit higher, pushing towards the $39 mark, 39.07 as we speak right now, heading towards the 200 moving average at 39.68. You could get about 50, 60 pips out of it if it continues the uptrend. Good asset to look at today. And Bitcoin, guys, your favorite, is currently trading at $13,419. Well supported by the 200 moving average. We see it creating a higher high on the 200 moving average, the RSI and the stochastic in the oversold sections, apparently pointing upwards. Let's see a lot of pressure on the markets today, especially on the US dollar and gold, guys. Also, oil markets felt that. European currency felt that. And there you go. The Bitcoin feels that pressure as well. We're going to have Neil Wilson in the afternoon, guys. As I mentioned a minute ago, he's going to bring us more insights once the official U.S. elections start at GMT +2, 3 o'clock today on the calendar. Let's have a quick look at how the markets are reacting today, only a few hours ahead of the U.S. elections. European stock markets are seen opening higher today as investors welcome the end to a continuous U.S. presidential election campaign and hope for an end to political uncertainty. Haha, good luck with that. At 2:05 a.m. Eastern Time, DAX futures contract in Germany traded 0.5% higher. CAC 40 futures in France climbed 0.8%, and the FTSE 100 futures in UK rose 0.7%. Polls open today, although nearly 100 million voters have already cast their ballots to decide whether President Donald Trump or Democratic rival Joe Biden will occupy the White House for the next 4 years. The latest surveys suggest Biden has a substantial lead nationally. Let's see what's going to happen. But the polling in several the key swing states looks a lot closer. Now, let's not forget Donald Trump and Joe Biden had a marathon yesterday. 4 states, 5 cities for Donald Trump. Did he manage to gain the trust of the public? Let's see. Now, the picture may not be as clear as a winner may not be declared for several days. And the declaration might still be contested in court. That's correct. Donald Trump announced he's not willing to leave the White House, and he will probably dispute the election's result if he is not elected as the U.S. president once again. Now, Italy, guys. Italy became the latest European country to introduce tougher containment measures to take on the spread of the COVID-19 virus. The COVID-19 virus, even though today is the U.S. election day, hasn't gone away, guys. There's still a lot happening in Europe. So curbs on travel between the worst hit regions and a nighttime curfew is what Italy has decided. European leaders are desperately trying to halt the surge in the virus before the Christmas holiday season. The UK, France, and Germany, among others, have introduced partial shutdowns in the last few days. Aside from the U.S. political developments, investors are braced for an eventful week with central bank meetings by the Federal Reserve and Bank of England, as well as the release of U.S. jobs data for October. On Friday, guys, we have the non-farm payroll. Let's see, is it the first non-farm payroll under a new president? Is it the first non-farm payroll under the old president? Let's see what's going to happen. Now, moving on to oil, guys. Oil prices edged lower today despite talk that Russia could hold back on increasing protection in the new year. The market is struggling with more lockdowns in Europe in the wake of mounting COVID cases and rising supply from Libya. Russian Energy Minister Alexander Novak met with top managers of Russian oil companies to discuss a possible rolling over of oil output restrictions into 2021, Reuters reported on Monday. The Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries and Allies, including Russia, are due to increase supply by 2 million barrels per day in January, but are now under pressure to look at this decision due to weak nature of the crude market. U.S. crude futures traded 0.2% lower at 36.75 barrel, while the international benchmark Brent oil contract fell 0.4% to 38.82. Gold futures also rose 0.1% to 18.93, while the euro-US dollar traded 0.2% lower at 116.59. Right. A quick look in the economic calendar, guys, and see what is happening today. We're going to have consumer price index that already came out at 9:30 from Switzerland, came out at 0% as expected. No changes were noted. In 2 minutes ago, we had ECB press conference at 12 o'clock GMT plus 2. Today, we have the German president holding a press conference and followed by Eurogroup meetings. At 3 o'clock GMT plus 2, guys, U.S. elections countdown. The U.S. presidential election is starting officially today. Okay, followed by factory orders. Again, the German president will have a press conference at 2000 hours GMT plus 2, followed by API crude oil stock inventories released just ahead of midnight. Okay, then as closer we get to midnight, we have employment change and unemployment rate on the Kiwi dollar. Okay, so there's still some activity on the markets today, guys, but by far the most important event, the start of the U.S. presidential election vote. Now, we're coming back live in 30 seconds, guys, sorry, with the signals of the day made by our investment specialist, especially for you. And we're back, guys, with the signals of the day. We're going to start with the euro-US dollar. Now, on the upside, there is potential for the upside for the euro today. On the upside, markets cap their advance at 116.65, which is the first resistance level. Should they breach this level, it's likely to see a rate of 116.92 on the second resistance level. Now, alternatively, if the euro decides to turn around today, increased pressure is placed on the 116.26 as the first support level, which may give way to a further depreciation down to 115.99, indicated by the second support, which is not on the charts, guys, as this is a hourly chart. Okay, and the second support level is slightly lower. Let's move on to the other trading signal, guys, which is most likely on the cable today, on the pound. Yes, that is correct. See what is expected to happen with the pound. On the upside, we see potential retest of resistance 1 at 129.31 that may give way to further appreciation towards the second resistance level at 129.60. Yeah, you can see them towards the upper side of the page highlighted in blue. And alternatively, if the pound decides to turn around on the downside, guys, with a failed sustainable breach of the 128.93, which is the first support level, markets are likely to retest it throughout the day. Should the range break into a downtrend continuation, keep an eye on the 128.73, which is the second support level, and let's take it from there. Let's move on to the third trading signal, guys, which is on gold. On the upside, we see added pressure is gathering at the 1897.77, the first resistance level. A further advance may extend to 1910.44 as the second resistance level, which means great news for gold. And on the downside, with the RSI navigating towards overbought waters, a retest of the support at 1881.53, which is the first support level, is likely. A further downgrade to 1874.53 S2 may push gold to trade in a range. This is what is going on. Let's move on to the last one, guys, which is oil. On the upside, eyeing the 37.24 resistance level, the market price may advance to 38.03 as the second resistance, potentially forming a head and shoulders pattern. Very important what's going to happen with oil. And on the downside, a failed breach of resistance 1 may push the market price to retest the 35.19 as the first support level, with a further potential dive down to 34.20 as the second support. This is what is happening, guys. We only chose four major assets today for you. American elections weighing heavily on the markets all over the world. Join us in the afternoon, guys, for another session with Neil Wilson, guys, Chief Market Analyst at Markets.com, and don't miss out. Until then, remember to trade responsibly and may all your trades be in the money.